Testing, testing.
You sound crystal clear on my side.
Yo, we got people in the chat already. Let's go. All right, hold on.
I'm actually coming through at a respectable volume as well. Look at me.
I'm home alone. Testing, testing. What's up?
Yo, what's up, chat? And G-Man R.
First time chat.
Madison Lozolia.
What
the
up?
White Wayne Brady. Heyo, guys, blowing it up today.
Let's go.
Y'all are like, we want free stuff.
The notification. I was like, giveaway time, baby.
Let's go. Management's like, hola, good to see you. Guys, happy freaking Friday, everybody. Hopefully everyone's having a fantastic time. We're super happy to have you guys all here.
Can I get a oh, yeah?
Love it.
That won't be distracting.
Yeah, make sure you guys get a look at those sounds, because those are going to end up in the final edit, because we are throwing this in pretty much uncut. So that also means if you guys have questions you guys want answered, we are going to answer those as well as we can. Unless the question is like, hey, what's your social security number? We will not be answering that, but I can give you Andrew's social security number. So we can do that. We can work something out. I am just kidding. I won't do that. But happy to have you guys all in here today. Hopefully everyone's having a fantastic time. We've got a couple of different things we're going to go over here today. So while Andrew is getting us all ready, Crystal, I'm back. Yeah. We'll be doing a Q&A at the end of the episode.
Oh, that's weird. Let's try refreshing.
Don't worry, I pinned it.
We'll pin ya.
Loser. I have more privileges than you do. Anyways, basically what we're going to do is we're going to go over our starter questions. We're going to go over some nerddom news so you guys know what is coming up. We are going to go over kind of like the episode is going to be kind of the state of the galaxy. You guys are going to get an idea of like what's going on here at the podcast, what we're doing, and what we're going to go towards in the future. And then we are going to hit that we're going to hit that giveaway, finish with our Q&A. So make sure you guys post those in the chat as you go through. Somebody's getting a Lego Star Destroyer today.
This is true.
What is it? $20 Amazon gift card?
Something like that. It's whatever the difference is, because the Lego set's like $80, and we wanted to give out a kind of a round dollar amount for the gift, so we threw in an Amazon card on top. Anyway, welcome to Talk About Tatooine. I'm Andrew.
I'm Nathan.
And we're twin brothers here to bring you what's new in nerddom and to give colorful commentary on our favorite subjects. Welcome to our cantina. Grab a drink and settle in as we set course for realities beyond our own.
Welcome, everyone, to episode 66. Welcome, first-time chatter, Trevor95. Hello. Happy Friday to you. Guys, this is a live recording. We're going live on Twitch, as you guys can already see. We're super happy to have you guys here today. Today is April 5th, and this episode is going to be released out on our other platform, YouTube, and like Spotify, Apple Podcasts on Monday, April 8th. So it's going to be a good time. Today, we're going to be going over the news, state of the galaxy, finish with our giveaway, maybe some Q&A. We're starting off with our starter questions because we like to kind of get everything rolling in this way. So, Andrew, are you ready for our starter question?
Let's go.
Fantastic. What is something you are looking forward to this month, in the month of April?
April is going to be a huge month for movies. For me personally, there's, I think, 4 movies that I'm really excited for. I'm a huge fan of Godzilla, so I'll see that for sure. And then I'm also looking forward to Ghostbusters, Civil War, and the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, which has Henry Cavill in it, and I'm a big fan. That dude can get it.
That dude can get it. Absolutely. So first of all, I am super in love with all of those movie recommendations. Fantastic. I forgot the Civil War was coming out, but it looks awesome. Isn't Nick Offerman the president in that movie? Or something like that?
I want to say he's in it.
Yeah, so super excited about that. Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare looks amazing. The things I'm excited for, this is I'm actually officially starting my spring break, which is really just a 4-day weekend. So I'm really excited about that. The weather's getting warmer, so I'm excited about that as well. We got some Mariner games coming up. We got some grill time coming up. It's going to be fantastic. We get a lot of buzz in the chat about Henry Cavill. Everyone's like, oh my, love that guy.
Oh my gosh, it's so hot.
So we love that, but really excited to be outside more, grill some more, have some fun drinks, and maybe go see a Mariners game or two. So it's gonna be a good time.
Dude, yeah, we're going to see a Mariner game next weekend against the Cubs, I think.
Yeah, it's gonna be fantastic.
One of the Chicago teams.
Ooh, thank you for your question, Crystal. Super excited to cover that when we hit our Q&A. All right, guys, coming up next, we're going to go through these segments, I think, fairly quickly.
Yes.
Coming up next, we've got our nerddom news. We've got some fun science news. If you guys haven't seen this yet, NASA is going to be creating a time standard for the moon. So that means when you steal the moon, you will know what time you have stolen it at. So that's going to be a fun time. This time is actually going to be known as Coordinated Lunar Time, or LTC.
That's so
and
weird.
It's going to be, yeah, I know it should be CLT, but it's LTC. So NASA's great at stuff, I guess. It's going to be very important as more countries and companies send more assets, missions, and people into space, because everyone's really fascinated with colonizing the basically everything outside of Earth, because screw the planet, I guess. And so they're like, hey, we're gonna do this. So
bye, Felicia.
Just keep in mind, guys, we use time to synchronize operations here planet side. So as activity ramps up in the space around Luna, we're all going to call it Luna, right? We're not just going to call it the moon. We can call it Luna, maybe.
The moon. I like Luna a lot better.
We need that to catch on, right? This is going to be very foundational in our attempt to expand into space. So that's going to be a good time.
For sure. In a galaxy far, far away, Star Wars fans have something to look forward to. Star Wars hunters. You look like you want to say something.
We are in an ad break.
Should we wait it out?
Yeah, we can wait for just a second.
30 seconds.
This is also normally when we would throw ads into the podcast as well, but since we're doing it live, Twitch does it for us. We'll give you guys an ad. Support our Patreon. This is how we do all the fun stuff here on the podcast. You guys can also sub to us on Twitch. So if you have Amazon Prime, you can actually support the podcast for free because you're already paying for that Twitch subscription every month. Hit us with that. It actually goes a really, really long way into supporting our efforts here at Talk About Tatooine. So thank you guys for that impromptu ad break. Let's get into some more news.
In a galaxy far, far away, Star Wars fans have something to look forward to. Star Wars Hunters recently released a tech demo for this chronically delayed title. This arena combat title has been years in the making and has been pushed back time and time again. But with this most recent video, it has given hope to the fans that a new Star Wars multiplayer game may be accessible in the near future. No release date is forthcoming, but it will be available on Android, iOS, and Switch. In the Outer Rim, single-player Star Wars fans, mark your calendars because a story trailer for Outlaws is dropping on the 9th. That's 4 days from now. Scoundrel aficionados can look forward to playing as the badass lawbreaker Kay Vess. We'll keep you posted as well as more news becomes available. On the darker side of things, Quantic Dream has been radio silent in their developing of title Star Wars Eclipse. I know, I'm just like, it makes me so mad because it looks so cool. The majorly impressive trailer dropped in December of 2022, but has been nothing but a tease since then. The only thing fans really have to look forward to on their screens from the High Republic is the Acolyte coming on June 4th of this year, which I'm very excited about. Frankly, I'm totally on board. Finally, the staff here at Talk About Tatooine don't deal in rumors and can't condone the spread of hearsay throughout the fandom. That being said, we absolutely have some hot goss in that the Rogue Squadron movie is rumored to be back in development after being silently canceled when director Patty Jenkins couldn't make time in her schedule. Just be in two places at once, Patty. It's not that hard. The last Star Wars rumor we want to stick in your brain is that KOTOR, also known as Knights of the Old Republic, remake, which is reportedly still in development. There were some rumors that it had gotten canceled and it wasn't getting worked on. Now we're hearing more that it is still being worked on. A lot of promises, a lot of hype. Let's see if Star Wars can deliver.
Into video game news, we also have a lot of news coming from Super Earth. If you guys are Helldiver fans, we are going to have some good stuff coming to you. So let me don my Super Earth newscaster hat here, guys. The galactic war against the Terminids and automatons is going well. Both sides are being pushed back by our brave Helldivers. However, our own brigade of Helldivers has unearthed some disturbing reports. Last week, guys, we received live footage of what appears to be automatons transporting human remains in the Severin sector. if you guys follow us on any of our social medias, you guys will actually have seen that clip that we posted. Our brave soldiers actually saw that, recorded it live. These claims have been difficult to corroborate given the mass casualty events that occur when over a world is infected by automatons. But we here at Talk About Tatooine can confirm that the bot menace cannot be trusted and must be stopped before more super citizens and their remains are desecrated. The campaign against the automatons is going very well. They are being pushed back to their final 3 planets. So make sure you guys, Helldivers, unite. We, in our last episode, gave a call to action to kind of push towards one front. I suggested going towards the bugs because the bugs are easier to kill. We decided to wipe out the automatons instead. I know. Weenie alert.
Can we get a skill issue in the chat?
Absolutely. Rude. But it is happening. We are pushing them back. However, the bots are giving us a run for our money. We have received additional intelligence that the automatons are rolling out new troop transports and walkers. The farther they are pushed back towards the edge of the galaxy, the more desperate they are getting. So keep that in mind, Helldivers. Stay strong, fight hard, and try not to have friendly fire. Standard Earth update as of April 3rd has been designated Malevelon Creek Memorial Day. Active Helldivers have been given signature capes in honor to the hundreds of thousands of lost Helldivers at the creek. Our creek heads, we salute you. In close proximity to the liberation of Malevelon Creek, mysterious ships have been sighted in other automaton-controlled systems. Super Earth Intelligence has yet to comment or issue orders at this time. We are pushing them back. We are hoping that we can wipe the automatons from the face of the galaxy. Coming up next here, guys, that kind of gives you, if you guys are new to the podcast, we'll give you kind of a summary of what we talk about here. We talk about video games. We talk about our favorite franchises, Star Wars, Warhammer, any video game we're playing. Lord of the Rings is a big one as well. Basically all of those classic franchises. Because if you're new to the podcast, you might say, hey, we found a Star Wars podcast, or hey, we found a Warhammer podcast. We actually found that a lot of people have those hobbies in common. So we're super excited to have blended those hobbies and interests together into one platform. And that is actually why we are going to bring up the State of the Galaxy, or kind of our version of the State of the Union. We're going to be going over, where are we right now? Where's the podcast sitting right now? Andrew, would you start us off, please?
So to date, we are seeing incremental growth on a lot of our platforms as we continue to grow our audience. And that's all thanks to you guys. Like, we really appreciate it. You guys are interacting with our posts online, and like, that means the world to us. Getting to Twitch affiliate has been a massive quality of life improvement for us, because we have been giving things away long before we have been making money on the podcast. And the goal is not for us to be super crazy rich. The goal is that we can bring some income in to at least break even, that we can give a high quality podcast. Right now, I'm recording in 720p. Not great.
Yeah, he is.
But we're choosing to take our funds, and we're upgrading some of our machines. We're giving stuff away. We've done a ton of giveaways. This is not our first giveaway. Last August we gave away, I want to say, 3 pretty nice lightsabers.
Premium quality
lightsabers over on our Patreon. And that will be a yearly event, I might add. Every August, at the beginning of August, we will be giving away lightsabers. More details to come for that in later episodes. We haven't really figured out the logistics of that one yet, but again, thank you guys so much. Really appreciate you.
So right now, keep in mind here, guys, we started this podcast, and this kind of, I guess it's not really just a podcast, right? You guys are watching us on Twitch. Some of you guys were even with us earlier today, while Andrew was streaming some Helldivers already. So this is kind of an entertainment conglomerate. I don't have a better word for it right now because we're not really a company. We don't make enough money.
720.
Stop.
Where dreams come true. They come true.
I love it. Tom Haverford, everybody. That's a Parks and Rec reference for anyone who doesn't know. It's a fantastic show, and we do recommend it here at the Shody. I shouldn't say that. That's another different show. But
don't quote other podcasts in our podcast.
That's fair. So keep in mind, guys, we feel like Andrew and I have talked about this quite a bit. We actually meet monthly to talk about kind of like where we are and where we have come from. So we have made what we feel like is incredible progress. I think our global following went from, again, zero. There was a day one where we started at like 0 followers, technically 2 because we followed ourselves.
Boom.
So like we always started above 0, which was good. But now across all of our different platforms that we regularly put content onto, there's 1,300 of you. Some of you follow us on all platforms and you make our numbers look fantastic. We appreciate you. So keep in mind, our global following is still quite small, but is increasing with good speed. So thank you guys all so much for that. Coming up next, we want to go over where do we want to go in the future. Andrew, go ahead and start us off with that one.
One thing we really want to start doing is we want to start interviewing guests as we build up kind of our digital resume. We would love to get to a place where we can start booking big names in gaming, in development, in cinema on our show. I think that would be really cool. I want to start bugging game developers. I mean, I'm just saying, if you guys like and follow the show, if we can get enough clout, I guess is really what I'm saying, is like I would love to have Game Master Joel on the podcast. I think that would be awesome. That'd be a dream. That's a lofty goal. But that's the kind of place I want to get to.
Absolutely. I am mostly just a progress person. I think there's always something to improve on.
For sure.
My first goal for this podcast was always to break even. We always had this dream of bringing this kind of content to other viewers, but we knew it wasn't free. Like we knew if we wanted to develop the content at the quality we wanted to do, and we're not even there yet. We want to still keep pushing the envelope, but we both live in a very expensive part of the country. We both live in Western Washington. Hopefully you guys have stuck around a little bit. I mean, I've got my Kraken hat on right now. So that being said, we've basically just wanted to break even. We want to be able to provide the podcast and the entertainment that we had already talked about. And so far it's actually cost us a decent amount of money. We still have a lot of upgrades that we want to do, but again, so far we love to see how it grows. And for me, it's always the goal I have for the future is to always just keep getting better and making a better product. That being said, our next kind of overall question is what is coming up in the near future? So we want to kind of go over what we are planning for you guys for I'm sorry, I'm reading Andrew's note now, and that is totally distracting. Anyways, my goodness. So this is what we do. We troll each other in the notes because you guys can't see the notes, but we can. Anyways, so coming up in the near future, he's the worst. We have a lot of movies, games, shows all coming out. And our goal is to try to keep up with those as much as we can, review them, give them honest input. One thing we've always striven to do is provide a positive voice in the community. One joke that we kind of throw around on the channel a lot, because one of our main fandoms that we like is Star Wars. That's where we actually got the inspiration for the name. Talk about Tatooine. It's on your hat.
It's on my hat.
I've even got Lego guys here in the background as well, right behind my dog fart candle. So
a little baby Yoda.
Exactly. So we love Star Wars here, but you guys have probably heard people say this: no one hates Star Wars more than Star Wars fans, right? So one thing we've always tried to do is bring in a vibe of positivity to our reviews. Now, we don't want to just like sugarcoat things, because we've destroyed a fair bit of movies and shows on this podcast before, but sometimes we go through different content and we genuinely are like, hey, we're not going to review this because we can't come up with anything good to say, and we're just going to be making enemies if we do. So some stuff we leave on the back burner. We're like, hey, we're going to leave this for a little bit. We're not going to touch it. We're going to move on to a different subject. But we love reviewing movies, games, and we're not film critics. We're just average people. So we feel like we're a decent, not perfect, but decent barometer for a singular view. I should say singular, a dual viewpoint. Our views are basically the same on everything. Twins, right? But we want to bring that positivity to talking about video games, movies, games, shows, and basically anything nerdy, right?
For sure.
That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of lore, or a lot of IPs we really love. Personally, I have a lot of different drafts written up for different like lore specific episodes, because when people talk about the extended universe for Star Wars, or if they talk about getting into Warhammer, or if they talk about like DC and Marvel comics, there's so much more behind what you see on screen. And we have a ton of different episodes for that. They just haven't been produced yet. Again, they take time.
Yep.
They take out, we spend hours writing these out and researching everything to make sure we have our facts straight. But we want to help people get into those. We don't want to be gatekeepers for these communities. We want to be ushers, essentially, to bring people into the community so you feel like you're learning more about the lore that gets people excited about these IPs and gets them to love them.
For sure.
We also have a few long-term projects that we're working on as well, and I'm very excited about them. However, we're not entirely sure what or when those are going to come around. Some of them are related to other things outside of nerddom, aka food and drink. That was me trying to be clever, but those are like really long-term projects. What's Tatooine famous for? It's Cantina, right? So we've got lots of different ideas cooking in the background, but again, a lot of that is going to take some equipment that we don't have yet. And I would really like to do, but again, I don't know about you, Andrew, but I love science. And part of this podcast is very science-based, like science fiction is like the entire basis of this podcast. And basically just like using the really general scientific method when it comes to other things in life.
Method.
Yeah.
FAFO.
Yeah. So we have a lot of things that we're bringing to the future of this channel, and we're very, very excited about it.
One thing I'm really excited about is we started a series, I think about a month ago, and we're hoping that people also really like it. We're calling it our retro review series, where we're going back into old games that we grew up on, and we're talking about kind of the nostalgic factor, and just going through like a lot of the stuff. I would also really like to do our personal top 10 favorite Star Wars games.
Yes.
Because we grew up in the golden age of Star Wars games, and I think that would be an amazing episode. It'd be so fun. Let's see. Also, in the future, we're going to actually be converting to a Fortnite only channel. The White Wayne Brady just posted in chat, Star Wars Galaxies, anyone? Yep, we played that one. Yep.
Yeah, buddy.
We're not actually converting to a Fortnite channel. For a while, Fortnite was the only game that was actually producing new Star Wars video game content, and that made me really sad.
That bummed us out because we tried playing Fortnite for a while. That was back before it was like build and shooting. Like it was right when the game came out. It was like still on the original map. We got destroyed. We were not good at Fortnite. That was not in the cards for us. We are adults that work full-time jobs, and we do not have the time to dedicate to be good at Fortnite. There are too many young children and basically professional adults in the gaming universe to make that go through. Narrative server resident here from the White Wayne Brady. Excellent. Love to see it. So Fortnite would not be in the cards for us. If you like Fortnite, that's cool, but it's not something that we can even attempt to be good at. So that's always fun. Yeah. Coming up next, this is always the fun part, is like we have so many plans and ideas. Like, guys, we have like literally pages and pages and pages and pages of notes of different ideas that have not come to fruition yet. And there's obstacles in the way that are basically getting in the way of us making these. So our next question to kind of finish up the state of the galaxy is, what is it going to take to make all this happen? And I kind of outlined 3 different things: time, money, and listener support. Yep. So first one is time. Again, both of us work full time. I can get away with a little bit of writing when I'm at work. Video editing is very hard because video editing takes hours of my day, and I have to be available at work. So that's very hard. Same with you. So that's weird, very hard to do. Yeah, you actually have to be like present to do your job. So time is a big obstacle. We spend a lot of our weekends. I spend almost all of my weekends editing. When we do our podcast and we record maybe 2 episodes back to back, I am spending the entire weekend editing. I carve out a little bit of time to do chores, a little bit of time to hopefully play some video games, and then hopefully some time to spend with my wife as well. Those are not necessarily in order of importance. I'm so sorry, wife. I love you. But it just gets to be a lot after a while. The second one's money. I mean, it really comes down to we pay for software to record our podcasts. So the screen you guys are seeing right now is Riverside. So this is a paid podcast subscription that makes it super easy and convenient for us to get a raw file and have a split file so that I can go through and edit everything together for really simple YouTube videos and MP3 files. It ain't free. It's not free. We use a lot of other services, but we use a lot of like free services. So like, for example, a lot of our social media, we use Canva. It would be super convenient if we could use Canva Pro. I've seen a lot of good things about it, but again, it's just not in the budget right now. We pay for a lot of different subscription services. So like when we do reviews and stuff, we can actually like be watching the stuff that you guys want to hear about, right? Sure. So it takes a lot of money for us to do that. And we try to do those things in the most responsible way possible, aka password sharing. But, you know, we try to make sure that we're being as responsible as possible. And then it comes down to listener support as well. Literally, you guys just being here and listening supports the podcast. So like following on YouTube is a big one. Like, guys, we are like 200 people away from hitting our first criteria for becoming affiliates on YouTube. Like, we're super close.
So close.
And it just takes time. It just takes time. And literally, the more you guys watch, the more you guys comment, tell us what you liked, what you didn't like, how you guys feel about the theories that we're talking about, all that stuff, that goes a super long way into providing better content.
For sure.
Because otherwise we're just speaking into the void and our ideas are only bouncing off of ourselves. And we're doing this for you guys. So make sure you guys are doing that. Again, you can do that via podcast. I spend way too much time commuting every day. I have about an hour and a half of commute time every single day. So I listen to a lot of podcasts throughout the week, but I also watch a lot of YouTube videos as well. So really, it comes down to that last one here, guys. We can't do it without your support. Again, the dozens of hours spent editing, producing, streaming, maintaining socials. Andrew's basically our social media manager, and I'm still not sure if me being the editor and him being the manager, who got the worst end of that deal. So I that's still tough to see, but
it's a lot of work.
You know, we've got a lot of stuff that we do to make sure that you guys get the content that you want. I mean, the reason half of you guys are here is because we made dozens and dozens and dozens of posts for social media promoting the giveaway. Like, most of you guys probably only saw it once. Probably. Some of you saw a bunch of them, and you were probably getting sick of seeing it. But there's a lot that we have to do.
That being said, thank you to Mike May in the chat for the one gifted sub over to Madison Lazoya. Appreciate you, dude.
May, thanks.
Your generosity is amazing. Blessings upon you, your household, and especially your livestock.
Thanks for doxing my whole name. Yeah, geez, bud.
Sorry.
He didn't even realize it.
Oh, no.
We're so sorry, friendo. So, also, if you guys do subscribe here on Twitch, you guys will notice you'll get a small chevron next to your name. That is... he's like, love you.
Sorry.
So you get a small chevron next to your name. I actually recently bought a new software so I could design those subscriber badges for you guys. So again, it's just your guys's, like, what you guys put in means you guys immediately get more out, right? So again, thank you so much for that. I'll send you quite a lovely meme later. Oh, he's going to roast you, my guy. He has got your number and he knows where you live. So that's fun.
I think at this point I owe May 22123 more than one drink. Anyway, we're going to move on to our next segment. I think why most of you are probably here, which is our giveaway. Just a little plug. I mentioned it earlier. Our biggest giveaway throughout the year is actually in August, where we give away lightsabers. They're nice lightsabers. They're usually made out of solid pieces of lathed aircraft aluminum with really strong plastic blades. They're stunt sabers. They're awesome. I have one. I actually don't know where mine is. Maybe I flipped it upside down, turned it on, and just dropped it through the mantle. I'm not really sure. But they're super cool. We'll keep you guys posted on details of what you need to do to be able to enter in for that giveaway. We usually do shell out a little bit more. So it probably will have something to do with either subscribing on to our Twitch or subscribing to our Patreon. So thank you.
So also one thing we wanted to note as well is as we continue to grow, we also plan on giving back to the community as well. So one of the giveaways we do is a charitable giveaway too. So when we have people enter our Patreon, things like that, people who directly support the podcast, we do actually go through and we find a list of people and organizations that we want to give money to, basically things that are going to help those around us to make a better community. All right, folks. The Silly Goose Brigade grows. Tom Hollow, hola, welcome to the chat. We are just about to give away and do our giveaway for a Superstar Destroyer and an Amazon gift card. Andrew, I'm assuming you have that up.
I do. So you should be able to see it on my screen now. Let's see.
I do not. Oops. Let me see. Oh, there it is. Oh, dude, you've got it ready to go. So I'm gonna say, yeah, we'll do. Should we have a backup? Should we like spin it a second time for a backup in case somebody like never responds?
Yes. So we'll spin it twice. So the first person will be the winner, and the second person will be the backup in case we cannot get a hold of the first person. The first spin, ladies and gentlemen.
Da, 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 da. Let's see who it is. Oh my gosh, that is hard to look at. And we've got
Epic Kai Man. Awesome,
nice.
Dude. You are Epic the winner of our giveaway. So I am going to remove his name. We're going to spin it a second time. If we can't get a hold of Epic Kai, we're going to spin it one more time.
Oh, and it's up in the box as well. That's super handy. Dude, again, people who make stuff like this, you are the real MVPs here.
Turtle Frenzy. You are going to be the backup in case Epic Kai, we can't get a hold of him. Awesome. My name is always so long on these wheels.
I know, you're looking for the long one. You're like, come on. I can see it. It's right down there in the blue. Very nice. I've recently built a Ford Mustang Lego build. That is amazing. I'm super excited for you guys, Epic Kai, to build that Superstar Destroyer. And it's not the Black Series. We did preface that like months ago, right?
It is not the Black Series. The Black Series Superstar Destroyer is like $800. Remember how we were just saying how we're not breaking even? This one is $80. It's still a decent size set. It's really cool. It's pretty awesome. Also, I'd be interested in the number of that Ford Mustang build because I have an IRL Mustang. It does not, in fact, make me cooler. I'm actually a pretty tall dude. So I'm kind of done with it. I'm like, I have a house now and it's not very utilitarian, so I want to get rid of it. So yeah, let's give a GGA in the chat for Epic Kai. Really appreciate you, dude. Thanks for the follow. Let me go back to my notes. I think we're going to move on to our Q&A now. 1,200 to 1,300 pieces. That's a good build. That's nice. A good build. Ladies and gentlemen, remember, you can still post your questions in the chat or things or suggestions, whatever you want, and we'll try to get to them. The first question we have you guys seen the new Star Wars series? I'm assuming they're probably talking about the Bad Batch.
There's another one, though, that I think is being released either later this month, maybe?
Which one's that?
Hold on. It's the one with Barriss Offee in it. Have you seen that?
No.
It's hold on.
Oh, is it Tales of the Jedi season 2?
Yes, I think so.
Okay.
It might be.
I really enjoyed Tales of the Jedi season 1. I thought it was a ton of fun.
Tales of the Empire.
Tales of the Empire. Ooh, I love that. I love that so much. As far as the Bad Batch, which I believe is the most recent Star Wars series to come out, I'm really enjoying season 3, and we probably, I would say almost definitely, will be doing a review of the season finale in the last couple episodes here on the podcast. So if you want to catch those full episodes, we're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and I think that's it.
Yes.
We're technically on Google Podcasts too, but that is going to be moved over to YouTube Music here soon. So just FYI. Well, so yeah, we'd be on YouTube Music as well.
Excellent. Yes, we have seen it. We have reviewed it, and I have not seen the most recent episode, so please don't spoil anything.
Pretty good.
So I know I'm looking forward to it. I just literally have not had time for this. What are you drinking, Twin 2? I'm assuming I'm Twin 2. This is actually, hold on, I'm about to, Twitch is probably going to get mad at me for doing this, or YouTube is probably going to get mad at me for this. So I actually have a pre-made cocktail here. This is, I actually took the label off because I wanted to see kind of what the inside of this bottle was like. And I'm probably going to reuse this and make my own pre-made cocktails in this thing, because this is a perfect amount to get annoying and jolly, but not belligerent. So this is just a Bullet Old Fashioned. It was on sale. It was $10 off at Safeway today. So it's $12 for this $3.75. So I was super excited about that. But I poured that into my glass, and I actually splashed a little bit of Coke in here. So you'll see that these two are much different colors, because I poured a little bit of Coke into it, because I had one plain and one with a little bit of Coke, mostly because I actually do prefer my whiskey and Coke with bitters in it. So it's kind of like a Coke Old Fashioned. I know that's like weird, but I like to drink what I like to drink, and life is too short.
I'm just drinking a soda because I'm lame.
I'm going to try that tonight, May says. Excellent.
Question number 3 from you guys. What do you think of the sequels then? So this is one we were talking about. This is when we were talking about
well,
how we're trying to be positive Star Wars fans. So part of that positivity is criticism of the show being distinct from criticism of the people who like it, if that makes sense. So here's my legitimate opinion. I am really happy that a lot of people really enjoy the sequel films. That's episode 7, 8, and 9. I am thrilled that a generation of Star Wars fans have movies that they can grow up watching in theaters. That's an amazing experience. I think that's really important. Do I enjoy those movies? Not really. I didn't really enjoy them. I read a lot of the Star Wars books growing up, so I had a level of expectation for the sequel movies that frankly was just too high. Played a lot of the games, read a lot of the books, so I had an expectation of how grand and how amazing and how over the top the Force could be. I mean, I played games like The Force Unleashed, and I don't know if you guys have seen the Old Republic MMO trailers. Like, those are amazing. Like, there's all these different stuff, and 7, 8, and 9 kind of left me wanting a little bit of that. I thought it was a little mundane for how epic it should have been. I thought some things were lazy. The somehow Palpatine returned, I think, is not great writing. But also, it's not super fair to say that like other Star Wars movies didn't have that same level of lazy writing, and I really, really liked them. For example, episode 1, 2, and 3, I absolutely adore, and there's that nostalgic factor that totally comes into play, but there's a lot of stuff about episode 1 that makes no gosh dang sense. Jar Jar is exhibits A through F at least. He's such a weirdo. But like, I don't know, he's totally in the zeitgeist of like my generation of Star Wars fans. And I don't want to gatekeep older or younger fans from joining the fandom, because there's always something about Star Wars I can really get excited about.
Darth Jar Jar forever. Thanks, May. So we thought to sum it up really, really shortly, you guys will see I actually posted a link in the chat to episode 8 so long ago. Please be kind to us when you are watching these older episodes, because these are recorded on older equipment. Nathan was still learning how to edit. We were still learning how to audio mix.
Yep.
Please be kind. I know we could probably do that better moving forward, but we did what we did our best with the equipment we have. Anyway, episode 8 has our opinions on all of the Star Wars titles, like all of them.
Thank you for posting that. Thank you.
To keep it short, the original trilogy is the best. the prequel trilogy comes in second, the sequel trilogy at the end, right? But that's also because that's the order in which we also watched them. So, and I think that does have a big influence on how you like the Star Wars movies, because if you are young and your first intro to Star Wars is The Force Awakens, you have no concept for whether or not that's a ripoff of the old movies, right? So keep in mind that is our perspective and only our perspective. May it be shared with others? Yes, but keep in mind we understand that other perspectives exist and can still be correct, because that's what we're here for.
It's all subjective. It's all subjective. And we don't want to make people feel dumb because they're not dumb for having an opinion that's different than ours.
Absolutely. Next question is, will you watch Madam Web, preferably with a tallish friend? Absolutely. Yes. I'd watch it.
100%.
100%.
I watched the How It Should Have Ended YouTube about Madam Web, and it was rough.
I have not seen How It Should Have Ended or the original movie, so I'll bring the popcorn and the alcohol.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, May, the next time you're in my general vicinity, let's do a movie night. I still have some scotch left over, so you know what's up.
Keep in mind for our listeners, May is actually a college friend, so like we know him personally.
We know him personally. That's why I accidentally doxed him.
Yeah, so
I'm so sorry.
If you guys are wondering what's going on there. Okay, next question is favorite original Star Wars book. Let me see. Who does this question come from? This comes from the White Lean Brady. What is your favorite original Star Wars book? I, Jedi, vastly underrated in my opinion.
I have that book checked out in my library cart right now.
Ooh.
So once I finish the book I'm reading, I'm going to read I, Jedi again.
I can't say I've read I, Jedi, but I would be happy to go through it because I love listening to new books, especially the older ones. But favorite original, first of all, I wonder if I can do this. You can't see it, but right next to that like little lightsaber thing and my last name spelled backwards, it's not Soma, it's Amos, but
it's right from our perspective.
Okay, that's good. From my perspective, it's totally not. But to the right of that lightsaber is the Darth Bane trilogy.
Yes.
Those are my favorite original Star Wars books, because that was the first time I encountered force powers that were vastly outside of just force push, force pull, force lightning. So those are probably my favorite. A book I actually read the most is I read or listen to every October Red Harvest. I listen to Red Harvest every single October because it's spooky. I love it. And if you haven't read it, The Black Orchid and Darth Scabrous is a super interesting and kind of like just mad scientist Sith Lord character.
And the audiobook is amazing.
It's so much fun to listen to. I listen to it every year in October, pre-Halloween. So
let's see. Favorite original Star Wars book for me? Oh man, that's going to have to be Heir to the Empire. I really, really enjoy Thrawn. I find that trilogy of books to be massively fascinating. I'm such a huge Thrawn stan. He can get it. Oh my gosh, he's so cool. I was freaking out. Anytime he would come on screen for Ahsoka, I'm like, yee, I'm so excited. So definitely Heir to the Empire. I've read all the Thrawn books at least twice, I want to say. I reread them pretty often, except for I can't remember. It's like it's a one-off book where during the Republic era, where they send like the probe out into deep space with Thrawn and a couple other Jedi on it. I can't remember what it's called, but I have not read
the Dark Force Rising.
No, that's the second book in the Heir to the Empire trilogy.
Okay,
I can't remember what it's called.
Oh, it's the one with like the shuttle on the cover, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, why can't I think of that?
Outbound
I can see
Flight. Thank you, Combo. That's the one. Haven't read it yet. No spoilers.
So
Please.
Good.
No
that
spoilers.
One's good. That one's really good.
I need to read it. It's on my list. I've read 17 books so far this year.
Nice.
I'm in the car a lot, and I listen to a lot of books.
I've read a lot of Warhammer. Yeah.
Yes. Let's see.
Next question. I believe this one comes from May. Will you be seeing episode 1 when it comes to theaters again? I don't see why not. Sounds like a good time.
I sure hope so.
Can I watch it with the Dune bucket?
The Dune popcorn bucket. Thank the maker in his water.
We have a very important comment in the chat right now from our friend the White Wayne Brady. I've got the Thrawn trilogy signed by Timothy Zahn.
No way, dude. Oh.
What?
Don't do that.
What?
Dude, you're freaking me out.
Don't worry, I can't see now, but my point needed to be made. What in the heck? That's so cool.
May just posted to the chat, the bucket was sold out when I went to see Dune 2, and I was so sad.
No! What a bummer. What a bummer.
Oh, okay. We're gonna keep going through these questions. What are you reading right now, Twin One? I'm reading a book called In the Blood. I want to say it's the 4th or 5th book in the Terminalist series. It's a thriller series that follows a Navy SEAL who basically his whole family gets John Wicked and he goes on a rampage. So it's awesome. I love it. It's a series by Jack Carr, and it's also a series on Amazon Prime. So I highly recommend it. It's definitely an adult series.
I'm not Twin One, but can I also answer?
No.
Boo. I'm going to answer anyway. I am actually going through the Throne of Glass series. It's actually a fantasy series. If any of you are Sarah J. Maas fans, she writes the Court of Thorn and Roses series. I've read that. It's quite an adult series. It's very nice. Smut. Yeah, totally. It's got some smut in it, but pretty fun. So I'm reading through that. I'm on like the 4th book, but they stopped making audiobooks. So I was like, I guess I won't read them now because I'm lazy and drive too much.
I prefer my adult content in the form of extraordinary violence, just like the Lord intended.
Just like the Lord intended. I love it.
Struck by lightning.
Indeed. Then we've got favorite non-Star Wars sci-fi movie. I feel like this should say excluding Dune because that's Andrew's answer.
Dang it!
I knew he's going to say that. I was like, he's going to say Dune. There's no way he's not going to say
Dune. I love Dune.
It is so good.
Oh, gosh.
This isn't a movie, but one of my favorite pieces of sci-fi content is Stargate. SG-1.
Yeah.
The old series. Like, one of my favorites. So good.
It is hard to rewatch. I don't know if you've gone through it recently, but it
ages poorly.
Yes.
Ages very poorly indeed.
I did love SG-1 though so much.
Stargate is great. Yeah, it is.
Other than Dune, I would have to say Annihilation.
My gosh, that was so good.
So freaky, dude. Oh my gosh. First off, it has Natalie Portman and Oscar Isaac, who are both Star Wars characters. Honestly, I don't know which one I'm more attracted to. And it's super freaky.
I feel like that's kind of an easy answer, but whatever.
Yes.
Oscar Daddy.
Oscar Daddy.
The bear, Oscar, duh. See, May's with us. He's like, yeah, duh.
Oh gosh.
Have you seen him as an Atreides? It's amazing.
Oh my gosh, Leto. Hello.
Ooh, it's warm. It's warm.
It is hot on Arrakis.
Anyways, guys, any last questions before we wrap this up? Thank you guys so much for sticking with us. We're hitting right about the 50-minute mark, which is actually about what we try to hit for normal podcasts. When we do this not live, there's usually a bunch of dead time in between questions because we have the liberty to kind of like move around a little bit, and I have to edit it all out. But thankfully, we're just going to throw this all in. Favorite non-popular movie. Oh gosh, favorite non-popular movie. I'm trying to think of a movie that I watch often that isn't popular. I don't know if you know this about me, but I have easily swayed taste buds when it comes to entertainment. So
I do not have discerning taste.
Man,
but it also means you're not uppity. Like, you're not walking around like Fraser frickin' Crane being like, this is not good enough for me. That was a perfect Fraser Crane impersonation.
4 out of 10. 4 out of 10.
0 out of 10. You can say that. Oh gosh, dude, I don't know. Favorite non-popular movie. That's a hard. I honestly can't think of anything.
I can't think of anything either. Although I will say I really liked the Hobbit movies, the new ones that came out, and I know people didn't like those very much. So for me, I'm kind of like, I liked the Hobbit movies.
I mean, I still rewatch them. The soundtracks are amazing, and it's in Lord of the Rings, so I love it.
Oh, if you're having a bad movie night with your friends, what movies are you putting in? So like bad movies, things that are like dumb. We're talking like Napoleon Dynamite. What's that one with Andy in it? Andy Samberg. He's like a stunt guy, and he's like trying to beat up his dad the whole time. Hot Rod. That's a dumb movie.
I love
That's a dumb movie, and I will go to bat against anyone else who thinks that's a cinematic masterpiece. It's funny, but it's dumb.
It's very dumb.
Hot Rod. Yeah, he's got it. So I would put those on, like those classic movies that are like, hey, they're not cinematic masterpieces, but they're funny. That almost
it's a
always
cult
like,
classic.
Yeah, it has to go in that like funny category for me. Because if it's not funny, I'm like, I don't want to watch this.
I probably would say Hot Rod, honestly. Something like that. I think it's a really funny movie.
Brilliant.
It's so good. Andy Samberg is like my favorite.
Andy Samberg is a national treasure.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think that is going to be all the time we have for question and answer. Thank you so much for joining. We're going to get in touch with those, our winner from this week's giveaway. Remember to like, follow, and subscribe to all our platforms. If you can, throw your Amazon Prime subscriptions here onto our Twitch channel if you are able, if you are willing. That will allow us to do more giveaways. Right now we're going to be at either an every month or an every other month cadence for giveaways, so this will not be the last one. But if we get more funding, we will give away more stuff. It's fun. It's really fun for us to do that.
We like to give gifts to people, guys. So
dude, it's so fun.
Let us do it. Do it. Anyways, thank you guys all so much for watching. Thank you guys for sticking it out with us. Every single one of you watching is amazing, handsome, beautiful, probably a little bit of both. Leave us your theories in the comments of any of our videos here, guys. If you're a fan of Warhammer, make sure to share pictures of your models with us on Twitter and Instagram. We love that stuff. If you have additional questions you guys want to see on air, DM us on any of our social platforms or email us at talkabouttatooine@gmail.com. Make sure to subscribe and like this video so the algorithmic overlords will slice this video into the feeds of other like-minded folks. Until next time, everybody, may the Force be with you.